Welcome to our introduction videos on VitalSigns SIM Agent for ZOS or VSA. This is part 3 of a 5-part series from Software Diversified Services titled Aspects on How VSA Can Help. We will provide an overview focused on each area of VSA's role in system information and event management alert processing for ZOS within your enterprise system. SDS is a global leader in mainframe software and has been named to the Cybersecurity 500 list of the world's hottest and most innovative cybersecurity companies for second quarter of 2017. SDS is an IBM partner in development and an advanced member of IBM Partner World. Colin from SDS will be presenting the many aspects on how VSA can help to introduce VitalSigns SIM Agent for ZOS. He will cover SMF options and recommendations, viewing events with QRadar, and customization for VitalSigns SIM Agent for ZOS. In Part 1, Colin will show you SMF filtering and SMF record types that you may want to capture and report on with VitalSigns SIM Agent for ZOS. In Part 3, Colin will be generating real-time events with a live script in his demo of VSA. He will be triggering various SMF data events and write-to-operator messages for user logins, batch jobs, file access, and Unix System Services events. We begin with Part 3. Colin will demo event capturing using a real-time script where you can see the script and simultaneous capture of events on QRadar.
Thanks everyone and welcome to our webinar today. I'll be generating a bunch of different events during the live demonstration and also showing it how it pops up in real time on QRadar. We work with any type of enterprise SIM out there, so whether it's Leaf, Ceph or regular syslog format, those are supported. So firstly, the user is going to try to log on with a invalid user ID. So that'll generate an SMF type 80. Then the user logs on with a bad password, which will also generate a SMF type 80, and then a successful logon. During that time, there's some write to operator messages that will get kicked out. The invalid password and user logged on message will be kicked out, and those will also be sent to the SIM. There's a bunch of SMF 30 events kicked out. Also type 42s, some configuration and TFSM stats. In the script, be submitting a batch job and editing a file, obviously for demo purposes, where I'll be doing a delete, a replace, and also an add. So the SMF type 42s. And you're going to see this in real time as the script runs. So I've got a little script I've created which generates some of these events. Then going to delete that file, the payroll file, which will generate a 17, rename the file 18, do an open of a vSAM file, which will do the type 62. Then try to issue the rack dsert command. It's going to generate the ICH 408i message on the system console. So that write to operator message will be sent to the enterprise SIM. Add a library to APF list. So I don't have the SMF event turned on for this, but I do have the write to operator message turned on. And then in conclusion, do a log on to iShell, so into Unix System Services, and do a mount and an unmount of a file system. So those will generate the SMF 92s. And then lastly, the user logs off and will issue the write to operator message on the system console. So hopefully you can see this okay on your side. The intent is to show you the script running on this on personal communications, and while that's running, you'll see the real-time events pop up on QRadar. Let's go to log activity. Bear in mind this is a vendor environment, so not the busiest environment you're ever going to see. Let's add a filter, so we just want to see events from one specific LPAR. I'm not interested in seeing events from other LPARs and also from other devices that's reporting to QRadar. So let's add this filter, and I'm setting it to a LPAR called 031. Let's add this filter. And let's bring up the PCOM again, and let me just do this. and I'm now ready to kick off the script. So as the script kicks off, you're going to see the real-time messages being kicked off here. So I've created the script already, and this is, like I said, you're going to generate a bunch of events. So let's kick it off and hit the OK button, and there you can see logging on with some unauthorized user IDs, and immediately the message popped up on curator, the rack init user specified is undefined. Then logging on with my user ID with a bad password, and there you can see invalid password specified, truly illustrating that VSA is a real-time monitor. Immediately these messages are passed across to your enterprise SIM. The script will continue, and we'll log on. There you can see the TSO session started and also logged on. That's my ISPF profile that's got created, and then I'm editing a file. Remember, I mentioned this to you. It's a file that I've chosen to monitor. This might be sys1.palmlib, submitting a batch job, and also doing a bunch of edits, editing a file. And as you can see, as the script is running on the right hand side, so those messages are popping up on curator. Then gonna do a copy of a file and also did a delete, which you can see came up. And like I mentioned to you, for those folks that's on the call today that are the curator experts, we've created our own DSM. We've done some customization. Typically this is not what customers do, but there you can see some of the other events being generated. There's the data set deleted, and I believe I'm going to do a rename now. In fact, I've done the rename already, so there you can see the rename to replace taken place, and we'll go and edit some of these events once the script has completed, and we'll view some of these events. You can set the importance on curator. You can also escalate some of these, so if it's something that's really important, you may want to let people know about the event that has just occurred. There's the VSAM dataset open. I believe those are the 62s. All of that information is logged inside of this message on curator. Then going to generate the rack tsert, not authorized to issue that command. There you can see it's come up, and immediately the rackf insufficient authority message popped up. We coming toward the end of the script, and going to issue the APF list command. So there's the APF, and I don't have the SMF event turned on, but the message, the IC, I believe it's the setproc command that got captured, and the APF data addition was immediately logged on curator. Logging onto iShell, gonna do a bunch of things on VZFS file system, and there you can see some of those 92s, just socket close and socket open. So that's the one I told you you need to be aware of. There's the unmount, and lastly gonna do a mount of that same file system. So just to give you a feel for the events that you can monitor on Unix System Services. So mounting the system, the ZFS file system, and there it is mounted. I'm now going to exit out of iShell and going to log off, and then what we can do, one more item, log into OMVS, and again you can see some USS file open and file closed. Gonna quit out of this and then log off, and what we'll do is we'll go, I've got curator set up at the moment in real time, so I'm gonna have to go view some historical information. So we'll go back for the last 15 minutes and then just look at a few of these events, and then after that I'll go into some of the configuration items on VSA, show you some of the stats, and also how you can configure events on VSA. So logging off, there's the TSO user logged off message, and that's the end of that script. So I'm just gonna stop that script. In fact, I'll just close that off.
In Part 4, Colin will follow up the demo capturing of events on VSA with historical data on QRadar. He'll provide details on the captured events, including the leaf format. Thank you for watching our series on aspects on how VSA can help for VitalSigns SIM agent for ZOS. If you would like to receive more information on VSA or any other SDS product, you can reach Software Diversified Services at 1-800-443-6183, or you can send us an email at info@sdsusa.com.